And next, we're going to have our accent on academics from Yorktown Elementary School. So Dr. Shandor, would you share information about tonight's accent on academics?
Thank you, Mr. Richardson. In tonight's accent on academics, Yorktown Elementary School teachers and students will tell you about the nationally recognized STEM program entitled Project Lead the Way. To share more about this project is Ms. Kelly Denny, Yorktown Elementary School principal.
Sorry about that.
Thank you.
All right. Well, good evening, Chairman Richardson, Dr. Shandor, and members of the board. It is our privilege to share the exciting work we've been doing at Yorktown Elementary School with you. Joining me tonight is Ms. Barbara Westland, STEM teacher, Ms. Katie Cooper, third grade teacher, Piyush Yoshi, and Zakari Rowe, third grade students. And I'd also like to recognize Ms. Tammy Krajeric, our assistant principal, who is here to cheer us on from the sidelines. We are proud to be the elementary math, science, and technology magnet school for York County School Division. In recent years, our focus has been on the synthesis of these subjects to bring STEM education to our school. Last year, we added the nationally recognized program Project Lead the Way, or PLTW, to our magnet program. PLTW supports the vision of the York County School Division to prioritize the 5 C's of instruction by facilitating collaboration between students and requiring critical thinking and creativity to problem solve. Each of these key skills supports the development of successful students who represent the Virginia Department of Education's profile of a Virginia graduate. Last year, all teachers at YES were introduced to PLTW during August. Then, all students in 1st through 5th grades completed 2 integrated STEM modules over the course of 10 weeks. Our STEM teacher, Ms. Westland, was trained as a lead PLTW teacher. As classes participated in the learning, the teachers were supporting the students while also receiving timely professional development as Mrs. Westland modeled the lessons. This year, all students will complete 2 modules in their homeroom with their classroom teacher, while Ms. Westland supports the entire grade level team. Based on our reflections from the first year, the 10-hour modules will be completed over 10 consecutive days, rather than 10 weeks, to increase continuity in the instruction. Implementing the lessons in the classroom supports our ongoing magnet mission to integrate STEM across the curriculum. Mrs. Westland will now explain the PLT program in more detail.
Good evening. Project Lead the Way's mission statement is, we believe all students, beginning at a young age, need access to real-world applied learning experiences that empower them to gain the skills they need to thrive in college, career, and beyond. Project Lead the Way is an engaging hands-on program that is designed to provide authentic learning experiences using the engineering design process. With each module, students complete a launch log that guides them through the 5 steps of the engineering design process, which are ask, explore, model, evaluate, and explain. I work with grade level teams to plan and enhance each unit prior to instruction in order to ensure that the lessons are aligned with Virginia standards of learning. This table highlights the topics that our students will investigate this year. The Project Lead the Way learning modules expose students to many of the 16 career clusters that align to the YCSD strategic plan goal to provide career awareness and exploration opportunities at the elementary level, especially in high-demand fields of computer science, engineering, and biomedical science. Ms. Cooper will now highlight the Project Lead the Way project that she recently completed with her class.
Good evening. Our 3rd grade class just completed the Animal Adaptations module, which aligns to the 3rd grade SOL, Science SOL, that requires students to investigate and understand the behavioral and physical adaptations allow animals to respond to life needs. It also supports English SOLs, requiring students to learn research strategies and use oral communication skills. To begin the engineering design process for the project, students were asked the question, what adaptations does an animal need in order to survive in different habitats? They explored habitats by completing various activities on different types of adaptations. To model, students worked in teams to research an animal habitat and design a shoe that could be worn in the habitat. Those are the shoes in front of you. Then teams were tasked with creating a traveler with 3 adaptations. Students created a representation of their habitat that served as the background for the traveler. In their launch logs, students planned their designs and recorded their observations. The groups explained their products during a presentation to the class. During the project, I noticed that students were using great creativity with a variety of materials and thought of unique adaptations to include on their shoes and travelers. They first planned the products independently and then learned how to collaborate and compromise to make the best design. Students were highly engaged and learned to communicate effectively with their teams. Piyush Joshi, a 3rd grade student, will share about his experience with the project.
For our project, we had to draw a shoe so a traveler or animal could wear it and protect itself in its environment. I worked with 3 classmates and we had the desert habitat. First, we each did our own plan for the shoe. Then we decided in a group which idea is good and we put all the ideas together. We had yellow and tan skin for camouflage. Braylon thought about horse skin on the bottom for locomotion, and we thought we would walk better. Ava said let's put claws, and we thought that was a good idea to help protect from a desert fox. I said the shoe should be wet because it's hot in the desert, but other people did not listen to that idea. We all had the same idea about the colors for the desert camouflage, so we agreed on that. Then all together we were like, this is a good idea. I like learning in Project Lead the Way and working with my team. I learned that hard work pays off. When we work as a team, the things we're making will be better. When we put our ideas together, we have a huge idea that's amazing. Now, Zakari will tell you about his habitat.
During Project Lead the Way, I learned that adaptations help an animal survive. For example, an elephant flaps their ears to cool down when it's hot in Africa. For the project, my habitat was swamp. To start the engineering design process, our teacher asked us, what adaptations does an animal in your habitat need? We started with our own drawings and then we met up together and drew every idea we made and connected them. Everybody thought about spikes. Half of us thought about flippers to swim, and I was the only one who thought about scales for protection. For camouflage, we had lily pads on our shoe. When we explained our project to the whole class, we had to tell about our habitat and why we chose different things. We had to say what creature inspired us. The alligators inspired my team. My team did argue a little bit about what adaptation should be on the traveler, especially if we should have a tail or not. Miss Wetchland told us to work together and figure it out as a team, and we finally figured it out. I like PLTW because I would rather do experiments than read from a book to learn about science. I also like working with a team. We get more ideas and the process gets done faster. This was a good project for me since I want to be a zoologist when I grow up. Learning about animals and their habitat and how they use their adaptations to survive will help me become a zoologist.
Each of you has a student-created product from the Animal Adaptations module in front of you. As you can see, working through the engineering design process in Project Lead the Way allows our students to work collaboratively to solve real-world problems. The program facilitates creative and critical thinking and pushes students to communicate in order to create the best models for their team. We appreciate the opportunity to share the program with you tonight. Thank you.
Thank you. I just love the imagination, and they truly are having fun. They're learning and at the same time enjoying it. Yeah,
Yep.
very much
Again,
so.
every time I see this, it's the same thing. That's what learning is about,
Yeah.
to have fun and learn at the same time is the best of all worlds. So thank you very much. Great job.
Thank you.